evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. Man, the world is changing fast. We say that often because it's true. It's kaleidoscopic. Every morning you wake up in a brand new country. And it's hard to keep track of the change because there are so few mile markers. But here's one measure of the change. It was less than a year ago that millions of us gathered around our electronic hearths in anticipation of Andrew Cuomo receiving a coveted Emmy Award. You remember that night? Even by the standards of fraudulent Hollywood ceremonies, it was a very weird moment. As a rule, politicians do not accept Emmy Awards. That would require admitting that they're actors. But Andrew Cuomo, postmodern as he is, had no problem with that. He's been playing a character from The Godfather for decades. So he took it. Here are the highlight clips they played as Andrew Cuomo received his statuette.
Flatten the curve, flatten the curve, flatten the curve. We talk about social distancing. Slow the spread. New York has been getting the short end of the stick from this federal government from day one right across the board. Let's stop, just for one moment, the partisanship.
Flatten the curve, flatten the curve, flatten the curve. It's iconic. It's like, go ahead and make my day, or may the force be with you. We'll never forget it. It will live on forever in our common culture. And so you can see why Andrew Cuomo won Best Performance by a sitting governor. Such passion, such intensity. The delivery seemed almost lifelike in its sincerity and force. Talk about method acting. For a second, you could almost imagine Andrew Cuomo running a large American state, sitting in his office in the Capitol building, making complex policy decisions about whatever they make complex policy decisions about, barking urgent orders to aides like a governor. It was a remarkable performance. In fact, looking back, that night at the Emmys last November was the apogee of Andrew Cuomo's career. And he could have lived on it for years, dining out, mining the memories of his heyday, playing progressively smaller venues, doing an annual fan show in San Diego. But he chose not to. Andrew Cuomo is wiser than that. He's bigger. He remembers well what happened to Marlon Brando when the Godfather series ended, the long decline. So today, Andrew Cuomo quit the business. He left at the top of his game. Here's his announcement.
Wasting energy on distractions is the last thing that state government should be doing. And I cannot be the cause of that. New York tough means New York loving. And I love New York. And I love you. And everything I have ever done has been motivated by that love. And I would never want to be unhelpful in any way. And I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
He's so tough, he's running away. He's so tough, he's quitting. We've heard that claim a lot recently. And you know, watching that tape, it is possible that we have sold Andrew Cuomo short. We told you his Emmy in November was the high point of his career, but in fact, what you just saw may have been the single greatest performance of his life. I'm resigning, he said, not because I killed all those old people in nursing homes, no. Not because my closest advisor went to federal prison for corruption. Nothing to do with it. Not because I've got a super creepy personal life, and by the way, it's entirely possible I am a made member of the mafia. No, not at all. I'm resigning from my job because I love the state of New York. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what love does. It resigns. Pretty remarkable, really. Could Al Pacino have delivered those lines with a straight face? No, not a chance.